Hey guys, I'm at the Woodshed Barber, and is the Blackout GTX the best trimmer of 2024? Let's talk about it.
This is the Barber Shop, Cornerstone neighborhood.
So guys, I've talked about this so much in the past, few months. I think that you probably know what my opinion is on this, but let me just put some clarity on this. Whenever I first reviewed the GTX EXO, did not go well. Are you hearing that? I feel like I'm starting up a chainsaw. It was loud. The one I received at least was extremely loud. I didn't like the blade. It was a tragedy. I think I used it on 2 people before I even sent it back. I was not impressed. Now, fast forward, and that's actually one of the things that kind of got me in touch with Andis. These guys do want to hear criticism, and it's one of the reasons why I work with them, but I'm not exclusive with them, is that I want to be real with you guys and everything. To me, that's the whole point of this thing, is to give value back to the barber community. Now, whether I'm doing that or not, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, who knows? But the GTX EXO, look, it's a classic shape. And I talked about this in that first video. And at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little emotional. I was a little pissed, a little let down. I had some expectations and it did not meet them. But this is a classic tool. Even the cordless one, it's the classic shape. It's that same feel. And so it always feels familiar in my hand. I used the gray ones, the gray corded ones for a long time. Used the first GTX whenever they released that with the 3-prong cord and the more powerful motor. Used that for years. Pretty much what they have done is they have taken the same tool, fixed some of the noise issues, changed the logo a little bit. Now it's, this new, angled Andis logo, and they've made it silver instead of gold on the blackout. But the most important reason that this is the trimmer of the year is that blade. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to ask me what's the best trimmer tool of the year, I'm still going to say the Saber on that one. It is, as far as the trimmer itself goes, it could be more ergonomic, but it does perfectly great. It's a good weight. It's quiet. It's got everything I like. However, the most important part of our tool is how it cuts, right? You would probably agree with that. The most important part of a tool isn't how glossy it looks or how many fingerprint smudges you can get on it. Sure, there are some that unacceptable volume on some of these tools, but it's about what it does, what it cuts, the finish it leaves, not just how it cuts, but what it doesn't cut. The fact that it doesn't cut you, the client, the barber, it's got to be a solid tool. And this blade, like I said before, they sent me probably a dozen or so different trimmers with different modded blades on there, different tooth configurations, all this stuff, trying to find, hey, what works best? And the moment they sent me this, here's actually the original one that they sent me. This is the prototype that they sent. And I've got the other new one on my station as well. But the moment they sent me this and I started using it, I was just blown away. I probably text those guys back within the hour or 2 of using it. Like between clients, I had to text them and be like, guys, what is this? Because whenever I got the notice, it said, don't adjust. We've got it dialed in. This is how we're going to send them from the factory. And I did. I just used it straight out of the box, didn't adjust a thing. And I haven't adjusted either one of them. Why? Because they don't need it. They have got these Blackout Edition GTX EXOs dialed in. Now, I do wish that they could simplify the name. You know, the GTX comes from the fact that the original T outliner was the GTO T outliner. TO. That's my guess of where that came from. Don't know about the G. Who knows? Maybe it was Matt G. Andis. I don't know all the initials. I just talked to Matt K. But regardless, maybe that's what they did. Is that that was the TO was T outliner. They made the X for maybe extra power whenever they came out with the GTX, and so this was the GTX, but cordless, and it has the skeletonized look. So the EXO part, maybe this. I mean, but it's a complicated name. Name aside, the fact that I do think it doesn't. They do need to have more updated trimmers soon. I've talked to them about that, and I've talked on this channel about that. How I would like to see new designs, and we're going to be getting that. You know, you already saw some of the stuff come out about the Phenom that's going to be coming here before too long. Very excited about those tools. I cannot even tell you how excited I am, and I cannot wait to show them to you. But anyway, they've got a lot of stuff coming our way, but let's not overlook what they did with this. The M-Force blade is, for one thing, I mean, take away the way it cuts. Just the fact that they came up with this mentality of, hey, how can we create more even blade tension that is more reliable? You don't have to worry about springs breaking or malfunctioning. And it can just keep everything sandwiched nice and tight. Magnets. The fact that they even came up with this idea of using magnets to keep the blades interlocked. It's because what you get with a spring tension, I'll explain this in my last video that I talked about this, but just to recap, a spring, whenever that blade shifts to one side or the other, there's a sway to it. Think of, you know, a tree swaying in the wind. It doesn't just sway and just stay exactly the same. It tilts. And so what happens is that blade is kind of doing the swing motion thing with it. Whenever they came out with that magnet that locks it in place, the tension then becomes even. And so, I mean, no wonder it already cuts great, because I don't know if you've ever seen these videos, but they have these videos where they will break down in slow motion, like super, super slow motion, turning on a trimmer, and you can see the sway and the movement. I think I saw it on a Babyliss, like original Gold FX or something. And whenever you dial in a trimmer and you get it as close as you can to true zero gap, you wonder, why is it still pinching? Well, probably because of that swing. And so now that swing's not there with the M-Force blade. On top of that, they've worked on the comfort, the teeth on it. I forget what they call it. The comfort edge on the teeth. They've dialed that in. They've dialed the tooth configuration in. They've done so much on this blade. And the great thing is, now that they've got that figured out, I think that what we're going to see is, hopefully, this is my dream for that. Granted, I'm just a barber that talks to them. That's all I am. But hopefully with that, they're going to push towards maybe different sizes of this blade. Maybe, I mean, there's so many things that they could do. They could, you know, put that kind of blade, that kind of, you know, technology on whatever follows the slim line. Hopefully some kind of rendition for it on the Phenom. You know, it's just, there's so many different things that they can do with this. And that's why, to me, this is the trimmer of the year. Because, granted, is it the quietest? No. It's not the loudest, but it's not the quietest. Is it the most ergonomic? No. It has a historical feel to it, but no. Does it have the best battery life? Sadly, no. But what they've done with this blade isn't just making a good trimmer. It's making headway in technology that's going to push the industry forward. And I don't think that can be overstated. I don't think that you can talk about that too much. We've got a great opportunity to witness the barber industry exploding right now. And so I would say, without a doubt, the trimmer of the year. And look, if you don't like the trimmer, fine. The moment you use this blade, your mind will be changed. It's not like the gold blade they had. It's not like the original silver blade that was on the original, T outliner. This is a whole different beast. And every single day I use it, I'm just impressed. So I'm saying it right now. Trimmer of the year. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please click that like button, subscribe, share this with your barber friends. Let's get this community growing. Let's keep those comments humble and kind, and as always, I'll check you guys in the next one.